What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay.
You thought you were all black? Well, you're half of Daddy, and Daddy's black, right?
Mommy's a boy.
Cam, you're black, Filipino, and Mexican. You're half of Daddy and half of Mommy, so you're half of what Daddy is and half of what Mommy is, right? Why are you so upset about it?
I want to be all black.
You want to be all black?
Yeah.
Hello guys, now welcome back, and this video really triggered my attention and I really wanted to share it, and it showed me something. It is an eye-opening video, and I want us to watch it. Then let's come back and have a conversation later on after it. And if this is your first time in this channel, please consider subscribing, give us a like, and also share our content. You will most likely going to appreciate. Let's get into it.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
Barack Obama.
Who?
Barack Obama.
You're going to be Barack Obama?
Who was he?
My tone is white.
Mm-hmm. Your skin is white.
Because I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not black.
No.
And I'm going to be black when I grow up. And then I'm going to be a big kid. When I be a big kid, I'll be black.
Okay. That's not how that works. But I understand how you feel.
I just told you.
Well, ma'am.
I will go up and I will be a president.
Sure, but you'll still be white. Which is okay. It's okay. But you'll still be white, okay?
Okay, Mommy.
I think you're going to be like the second or third female president. 'Cause there's never been a president of the United States who's a girl.
You know that?
Did you know that?
Yeah, but girls can be anything.
Of course they can. So you can
That's
absolutely.
why we can be anything. And I'm a girl and I can do anything.
You absolutely can.
And I can grow up and I can be anything.
You can. Absolutely you can. I'm just want to be
I
clear.
can be president.
Of course. Or a teacher, or a scientist, or a doctor. Anything you want to be. But you're still going to be white, okay?
Mom, stay in the line.
You thought you were all black? Well, you're half of Daddy, and Daddy's black, right?
Mommy's a boy.
Cam, you're black, Filipino, and Mexican. You're half of Daddy and half of Mommy, so you're half of what Daddy is and half of what Mommy is, right? Why are you so upset about it?
I want to be all black.
You want to be all black?
Yeah. How much half black am I?
What do you mean?
What number?
50%. You want it to be more?
Yeah.
Like how much?
100.
Why are you so upset?
Because I think I'm white. If I'm half black, that means I'm white.
You're not white.
How do you know? Half black can only be all black.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
Oh, do I need to tell you there's a bunch of white people really upset about that video? Stitching it, duetting it in the comments. Oh, this is racist. Actually, if you want to be real about it, statistically, based on the data, any child would be safer approaching a strange black man than they would a strange white man. So let's look at some numbers. Convictions of possessing images of children. White people, 86%, while black make up only 4%. I'd say white people damn near cornered the market. Now, when you talk about assault of a child, the numbers are a little bit different, but white people still excel. 42% are white, 18% are black, but I feel these numbers might be skewed. For example, Hispanic make up 10%, of the abuse. They also make up 10% of the possession of images, so those seem to be pretty close to each other, while these other numbers are way off. Now factor in that black people are 7 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of a serious crime, including that kind of assault, than white people are. Then think about all of the priests at the Catholic Church hid and protected and moved around. All of the pastors that we've recently found out the Southern Baptists were protecting. Think about all of the well-respected white teachers and coaches and scout leaders over the years where people just didn't believe the children, didn't believe that that good man was capable of that. And it's not hard to imagine that these numbers should probably be closer to those. And as long as we're talking fun facts, let's look at this one. They looked at SA convictions from 2006 to 2017, and you know what they found? There was a 1,330.47% increase in sentences of black individuals and a 8.6 decrease in sentences for white individuals. So white people, far more likely to do it, also more likely to receive a lenient sentence for it. So while I'm real sorry if that first video triggered you, statistically speaking, that mom is right. And maybe you should teach your children to do the same thing.
I feel us involving black men is wrong. It puts them in danger of police interaction and other violence. I am torn, though, because it's a child. Okay. Hear me out. I feel very torn about this. Like, I understand. Like, I get it. The statistics don't lie. The math is completely and totally mathin', right? We know without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, that a child would be safer in the hands of a black man than anyone else. However, okay, as the mother of a black son, the wife of a black husband, daughter of a black father, sister to a black brother, blickety black ass cousin to a bunch of blickety black ass cousins, I fear that we would be setting them up for harm. Not only from the police. I need y'all to think bigger, okay? Imagine little Becky or little Bobby gets lost. They find themselves a nice, big, strong black man. I'm lost. And now you have Karen and Ken stepping in and now threatening that same black man and accusing that black man of atrocities. We know it. You know it. I know it. That is what will happen. That's one. Two, I'm not okay with us black folks again being saviors. We had enough of that, right? When we were slaves, we had to breastfeed your babies. We had to take care of your babies. We had to watch your babies, school your babies, discipline your babies. So we are still going to perpetuate this notion that black people are still, in the year of 2022, supposed to be taking care of little lost white children? Really? I think not. Okay? So I feel for the little lost children of the world that happen to be palm colored, but what we're not going to do is put that onus and responsibility to be the savior yet again for other people.
All right, story time. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Me, my day's all right, man. Just finished work. Time to go home and see these crazy ass kids, man. But before I go inside and lose my mind for the next couple hours before bed, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story about my little sweet angel, Kyra. This is my daughter, man, and I knew this conversation would come one day because, listen, as you all know, my kids are mixed, man, okay? I'm white Irish, their mother's Guyanese, they're a mixture of both. I got a little bit of Central Seas running around, man, Irish and Guyanese kids. So I knew this conversation was gonna happen one day, right? So yesterday I'm talking to Kyra, this and that. She says, Dad, how come you're white? That was bold. So how come you're white, Dad? I said, well, babe, I'm Irish. That's where my skin is white because I'm Irish. That's where white people come from. They're white. She says, Dad, why am I dark? I said, well, have you seen your mom? You're half of her, you're half of me, so you're obviously naturally going to be a little tan skin, you know? You're going to have a little color on you, you know? You're going to be a little colored, baby. This kid looks me in the face and says, I'm not the colored one. I'm not the colored one. You're the colored one. I said, no, I'm white as hell, babe. I am white as hell. I said, why am I the colored one? When you're white, okay? When you get mad, you turn red. I said, yeah. She's like, when you get cold, you turn blue. I said, yeah. When you get sick, you turn green, Dad. I was like, man, what's your point, Kyra? She said, if anything, you're the colored one. Multicolored. You're always switching colors. I don't know. I can tell how to approach you based on the color of your face, Dad. So you know what? You got a point. You got a point. I said, but regardless, baby, you got a little pigment in your skin. You gotta love it. You gotta look at yourself. You look good, man. You're like Cleopatra. This kid, this is how I know she's her mother's daughter. Because she looks me in the face and says, oh, I know that, Dad. Black don't crack. Where'd you hear that? She's like, my mom. I said, all right, baby, yeah, black don't crack. Then she did a hair flip, looked back, and said, Dad? I said, what? I said, you might want to moisturize more. What are you trying to say? She's like, you're cracking.
Hello, welcome back again. You know, it's really interesting to see that now the younger generation is getting illuminated. They are now discovering the truth. Watching this video honestly filled me with a deep sense of pride and gratitude. Hearing these white kids openly express admiration for black people, not just for surface level things, but for our strength, morality, and trust that they have in us. So it is refreshing and healing to see the next generation, especially the young one, recognizing and celebrating the humanity in a world that is so often tries to dehumanize the black community. It feels like small but important step toward a more empathetic and unified future, because black people have endured so much slavery, systemic oppression, violence, all the injustices that you can name, and yet we've consistently met those hardships with resilience and grace. And the strength of the black isn't just physical or emotional. It's a cultural, spiritual, and ancestral. The black come from a lineage that has survived and thrived in the face of unthinkable adversity. And to see that resilience recognized by others, especially children, means a lot. It says that the legacy of black is being seen for what it truly is, a testament to preserve, a testament to perseverance and dignity. But what really moved me is the acknowledgement of the morality and compassion and the trust that these white kids have to the black community. Too often, mainstream narratives paint black people as aggressive, dangerous, or lacking values. But these kids, look at them, the way they are so young, and they can acknowledge that the people that they can really trust in the face of earth are the black people, the black community. And so I'm very proud now that those white kids, regardless of whatever that is being streamed in the televisions, they can still point out the truth from the lies that have been told for centuries. These kids, though, are seeing the truth that we are and always have been people of principle, deeply rooted in community, care, and love, because our strength is balanced by our hearts. We fight for justice, not for ourselves, but for everyone. we show up for people. That's the essence of who black people are. And it's important to understand that these kids are not trying to appropriate blackness. It's not a stereotype. They are appreciating it. So there's a difference between wanting to be someone because of a trend and to be someone because of genuinely recognizing the depth and humanity in someone else's experience. These kids seem to be inspired. Yeah, they seem to be inspired not because of whatever they've been seeing in televisions, but because of who black people are. They're not mocking us. They're admiring our character. And that's worth honoring. This kind of genuine admiration is form of allyship and gives the black people at least hope that maybe the future might be different than the present. And at the same time, this video makes me think about how much more we still need to do as a black people. It is surprising or rare to hear positive things said about black people. Should be the norm. For far too long, our image has been distorted by racism, media stereotypes, and without forgetting historical erasure. So while I celebrate this moment, I also see it as a reminder that representation, education, and honest conversations about race are crucial for shaping a more just and respectful society. Let's keep on having these conversations. And overall, I am also encouraged. These kids are growing up with a better lens than many generations before them. They are not just repeating what they hear from adults. They're not repeating what they've been seeing from the adults. They're not also like giving up. They're not also taking from whatever they've been told in the televisions. They are experiencing it. They are finding it for themselves. And if we continue to nurture that kind of thinking, then maybe, just maybe, the future will be kinder, not only for black people, but for everyone who will be there. And that's something worth standing behind. I don't know what you think about this video. For me, it's a mind-blowing one. Let's keep on having conversation. Let's keep on sharing this content so that we can come to a point of making them unlearn what they've been learning that is not essential in their brains, and making them learn and relearn what is very essential in their life and for the near future. This marks the end of this session. I've been your host, Turain Shadrach, and if this was your first time in this channel, please consider supporting us by simply subscribing, ring that notification bell, give us a thumbs up, man, and keep on sharing this content in order for it to reach many and many more people, so that we can come to a point of making the younger generation learn, and so that we can have a different tomorrow. Remember, for the change that you need to see ahead, then there is a change you need to make in the present. So can we do that, please? Let's bring a transformation in the present so that we can have that change that we desire in the near future. I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.